Okay, guys, here we go. We're starting up with word problems. We're stepping up a notch with what we're doing. All right, so we're going to start off with having them separated into the different types. So we start with slope-intercept form. So for some notes, we use when given a rate of change, which is usually your M, and a starting point, which is your B. Okay, so let's work number one. Evan is going to the county fair this weekend. The admission to the fair, admission is $5 and cost per ride is 50 cents. If his parents gave him $20, write and solve a linear equation to find how many rides he can go on. So what I'm given right now when I look at this is that my M is 50 cents per ride. My beginning amount is the admission to get into the park, which is $5. Okay. So my linear equation that I'm going to write first off, when I think about this, I'm going to let X represent the number of rides. Y is going to represent the total cost. Okay, so I'm going to have Y equals 0.5, or you could do 0.50x plus 5. Now, in order to solve this, that's where I'm going to take this $20 and I'm going to plug it in for Y. So I'm going to have 20 equals 0.5x plus 5. This is the equation that you write, and now we solve. So we're going to subtract 5, this zeroes out, and now we're going to move over here, and we have 15 equals 0.5x, divide by 0.5, and we have the handy dandy calculator, which tells me that x equals 30 rides. There's your answer. So you've got to make sure that you are labeling the variable. You need to make sure that you have this one at least. You don't always have to label the y, but you really got to label what you're looking for. Have the linear equation, and then you solve it to get your answer. Okay, moving on to the next type. This is going to be standard form. When you have standard form, it's going to kind of be where you have it's use when the problem relates to different objects. Okay, so it says Sam ordered 2 hamburgers, 3 hot dogs from the concession stand at the baseball game. His bill came to $19.05. If hamburgers cost $2.25 each, write and solve a linear equation to find the cost of each hot dog. Okay, so we've got a total of what the information that's given to me here based on this is I'm going to let X represent the hamburgers and Y represent the hot dogs. It's really interchangeable here. There's not a dependent relationship between the two, so it doesn't matter which one is which. Okay, so my equation is going to be, because this is X and this is Y, it's going to be 2X plus 3y equals the total, which is $19.05. So there's my equation. And now we have to solve. Well, this is helpful because I know that the hamburgers cost $5.25. So I'm going to plug the $5.25 in here. So we have 2 times 5.25 plus 3y equals $19.05. And now we solve. So we have 1050 plus 3y equals 1905. Subtract the 1050 from both sides. 3y equals 8.55 divided by 3, and we get that y equals $2.85. Big thing. So that means it's $2.85 per hot dog, okay? Per hot dog. You got to have the units, guys. You have to remember to have units. Okay. Flipping the page, and now we're going to look at point slope form. Remember, as you're going through and working these, if you've got questions, stop, pause, come ask, or ask the next day. Okay, for point slope form, when you have these, use when the problem gives a sample point, x comma y, or the data that would make up one, and rate of change, which is m. Okay, and remember point slope form, that's y minus y sub 1 equals m, open parentheses, x minus x sub 1. Okay, so it says at the Eagle Bay, it costs $12 per hour to rent a canoe. That's making me think that's the slope. Nate and his friends rented a canoe for 4 hours and paid $68. There's my point. We have to write and solve a linear equation to find the cost to rent the canoe for 7 hours. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to take my information that's given to me. My slope is 12. My ordered pair is, because the number of hours determines how much you have to pay, so the money depends on the hours. So this point is going to be 4, 68. And now I write my equation. So we're going to have y minus 68 equals 12, open parentheses, x minus 4, and we distribute. So we have y minus 68 equals 12x minus 48. Add 68 to both sides. Oops. That looks like 88. Add 68. And we end up with y equals 12x plus 20. There's my equation. Oh, we forgot to label the variable. So we're going to say that let x equal number of hours and y represents cost. So now we plug in. We know that we want 7 hours for this. So we have y equals 12 times 7 plus 20, which is going to give me 12 times 7. My brain's not working. One, 60, right? No, 84. That sounds right. So we have y equals 84 plus 20. So we have y equals $104 for the trip to rent the canoe. Okay, one last one. Here we go. This is where you have 2 points that are given to you. I know this is kind of a long video, but there's a lot of good information in here when it comes to the word problems. So we have, when we use 2 points, use when the problem, gives 2 sample points. So you would have x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2. Which then, if you've got that, then you find the slope. So then you find slope, plug into point slope form, and solve for y. All right, here we go. 13. To surf the internet for 15 minutes at an airport, it costs $4.05. For 40 minutes, it costs $5.80. Write and solve a linear equation to find the cost for surfing the web for 1 hour. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, my 2 points, well, first off, let x, because the cost depends on the minutes, so x is going to represent the number of minutes. Y is going to represent the cost. So therefore, the 2 ordered pairs are 15, 4.05. And 40, 5.08. All righty, so the first step is we've got to find the slope. All right, so I've got 5.80 minus 4.05 over 40 minus 15, which that's going to give me 1.75 over 25, which is 0.07. So my slope is 0.07. Now we take the slope and one of the 2 points, I always like the one with the smaller numbers, and we plug into y minus y sub 1 equals m open parentheses x minus x sub 1. So we have y minus 4.05 equals 0.07 open parentheses x minus 15. Y minus 4.05 equals 0.07x. Now 0.07 times 15, we use the calculator. Equals Kimberly minus 1.05. So now I'm going to add 4.05 to both sides because I solved for y. And we end up with y equals 0.07x plus 3. This is my equation of the line. There's a lot of work to get to that equation of a line. You have to show all of that work. Now, we take the information where 1 hour, hour, but everywhere else is talking about minutes. So that's the same as 60 minutes. So I take the 60 and I plug it in for the x. So we have 0.07 times 60 plus 3, which Probably 420. Enter 0.07 times 60 is 4.2. So we have 4.2 plus 3. So y equals $7.20. Just so you know, when I'm looking at this word problem, this $3, that's the amount to just kind of get the program to run the internet. That's what you begin with. That's the beginning cost. And then you have it 7 cents per minute after that. All right, here we go. Your assignment is going to be to finish the notes. And then we'll go from there. Again, if you've got questions, pause and repeat, or come see Ms. Wilson. Have a great day.